Welcome to Turner Classic Movies, open all night. Ingrid Bergman makes an ocean voyage to star in Intermezzo, a love story. Then James Stewart and Carol Lombard make an ocean voyage together in Made for Each Other. And Norma Shear and Father Charles Lawton are oceans apart emotionally in The Barretts of Wimpole Street. Turner Classic Movies set sail all night.
They're timeless. They've set standards for greatness. The movies that define what it is to be a classic. They are the essentials. This week, a monstrous great white shark paralyzes a seaside community in a fierce wave of fear and shock. Director Steven Spielberg transforms Hollywood with a new kind of thriller, Jaws. It's one of the essentials, hosted by Rob Reiner. Sunday at 6 p.m., completely commercial-free, only on Turner Classic Movies.
This is your ticket to Turner Classic Movies. Now playing. Man, what a guy. 24 hours a day. More than 350 movies per month. Now playing. The brand new viewer's guide to Turner Classic Movies, with easy-to-read movie schedules, along with highlights of TCM's monthly star and director tributes, film festivals, and weekly showcases. Plus behind-the-scenes cover stories by our own Robert Osborne. Just call 1-800-TCM-1002. And for only $11.95 per year, you'll be able to look up when your favorite movies are on Turner Classic Movies. It's now playing. So call 1-800-TCM-1002 or send check or money order to Now Playing. P.O. Box 420934, Palm Coast, Florida. 32142-0934. And for only $11.95 per year, get your ticket to movie heaven from Turner Classic Movies. Allow 6 to 12 weeks for delivery.
There is a land where shadows always lead you west. TCM stakes a bold claim with the Every Great Western Film Festival. 165 monumental classics every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday in November, only on Turner Classic Movies.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. Producer David O. Selznick is in our TCM Spotlight this month, and right now his son Daniel Selznick is with me to talk about the film Intermezzo, a Love Story, released in 1939 and starring Leslie Howard and Ingrid Bergman. Now, Daniel, this movie was made the same year your dad made Gone with the Wind. How was he able to do that? Two such big projects in one year.
I don't know. I can't imagine. I do know that Leslie Howard was persuaded to make Gone with the Wind with the extra assurance that he could produce Intermezzo when he was offered the leading role. So
he didn't want to do Gone with the Wind.
Well, he wanted to do Gone with the Wind, but he thought he was a little old for the role. My father said, nonsense, we can deal with your hair, we can add a little hairpiece, and it was a very good hairpiece if you look at the screen test. And Leslie Howard was delighted to be able to produce Intermezzo because he too had seen the Swedish original.
So this came from a Swedish film done in 1936 with Ingrid Bergman called Intermezzo. And this introduced Ingrid Bergman, this next film we're going to show, Ingrid Bergman to American audiences for the first time. How did your dad find Ingrid Bergman and this property?
Well, talent scouts were always looking for talent, and he was always looking to Europe. MGM had imported a number of important actresses from Europe, notably Greta Garbo, also from Sweden. Mm-hmm. And he looked at this film and said, let's bring that woman over.
But she's so different in this film than in the Swedish version, where she has heavy makeup and all of that.
Well, yes.
Was that all your dad's idea, to change the look?
His idea was to make her a natural beauty, and boy, was she a natural beauty. You could just see it, those eyes, that smile, and you could really see it in the American remake. In the Swedish original, she's covered with eye makeup and heavy lipstick.
Now, did you ever meet Ingrid Bergman and get a chance to talk about your dad?
She was one of my mother's closest friends all of their lives, and she used to tell the story of going into my father's office, being asked to take off her shoes because she was 5'10". And she said, "It won't make any difference, Mr. Selznick, because these are flats. I really am as tall as you appear." And he said, "Well, some of the leading men in Hollywood aren't too tall. Like Humphrey Bogart, you know, had to be on some sort of stool to play with her in Casablanca." And anyway, she took off her shoes. It didn't make any difference, but she was a glorious woman and a glorious actress, and this film presents her in all her splendor.
Yes, now this was directed by Gregory Ratoff. I understand he wasn't the first choice to be the director.
My father wanted William Wyler, who would want William Wyler, maybe the best director in Hollywood at the time. But Wyler's schedule changed. He had a commitment to Goldwyn, and he was very happy with Ratoff. Ratoff did a very good job.
He also put on that the little comma, a love story, to distinguish it, I know, from the Swedish film, which I think is interesting, so that people wouldn't mix up the two versions of it. You as a child, your dad working, he's making Gone with the Wind, he's making Intermezzo, a love story, he then makes Rebecca and all these films. Did you ever see much of your dad during that period of time?
My memory is very foggy of those early years, but I have a feeling I didn't see much of him, because I remember when I got a little older and he was making less films during World War II, I did get to see a lot of him. So at that point, I forgot that I probably hadn't seen much of him earlier.
Well, he certainly left a great legacy of films, and this is one of them. Here it is, directed by Gregory Ratoff from 1939, Intermezzo, a love story.